hello everyone and welcome back to my second YouTube video. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that watched or subscribed to my last video. I was quite overwhelmed, to be honest, with everybody that watched, the lovely comments, so thank you for that. That's really nice. This video is going to be about 4 luxury style items that you can get for less. They're definitely trend-led pieces, so they're pieces that potentially you might not invest in at the full designer price tag, but you might be interested in knowing about if you want to kind of pick up an item that looks great but doesn't have that designer price tag. But also if you're like going on holiday or something like that, it might be something that you want to buy because it looks good but you don't necessarily want to spend that money on it because you may only wear it once, or it's very much a seasonal piece. So I've got 4 things to show you. I've got a pair of shoes, I've got a bag, a dress and a pair of tights. So we'll get on to the first item, which is this. Some of you may recognise that this is an imitation of the Bottega Veneta The Pouch bag, in this creamy sort of nude colour. This was kind of the it bag for summer 2019. It retails at £1,990, so it's very expensive. But this I picked up from Pretty Little Thing. I think it was £18, and I literally got it this week. It is a little bit different. So for example, the Bottega Veneta bag doesn't have the strap that kind of is here. On the outside of the bag, the larger version doesn't have the strap. They do the mini pouch versions, which does have a strap, but it's kind of inside the bag, so you can still use it as a clutch. But all in all, I mean, it's quite good quality. It doesn't look too shiny because it is obviously PU, it's not real leather. And to be honest, I'm kind of quite impressed. It's quite big inside, so for example, like I could just grab, like it would fit your card holder, it would fit your phone, like absolutely fine in there. It's not too heavy. I certainly would pick something like this up if I was going on holiday and wanted kind of like a catch-all bag that would be great for daytime and nighttime. It's got the over the shoulder strap if you want to carry it in the day. It's got the clutch facility if you want to take it out at night. They do also do it in the black colour because obviously the pouch comes in a number of colours in Bottega Veneta. But I would say that the black version's a bit shiny, so you can kind of tell that it's like a cheaper copy of the original bag. But I do actually think this is nice. And definitely, again, great for holidays, great for kind of this time of the year as well. I've seen a lot of people styling this with like all white or all beige outfits with like a big chunky overcoat, and they've been carrying it kind of like under their arm, crossing the street. It looks fab. So it's not necessarily just a summer bag, but what I would say is that Bottega Veneta is obviously kind of like an industry name that has been around for, I think it celebrated its 50th year in like 2016, something like that. So it is a brand that's kind of well established, but it is a huge brand that kind of came back into the spotlight again in last summer, probably the end of 2018 into the start of 2019. So unless you are like a die-hard Bottega Veneta fan, or you've got a lot of disposable income that you can kind of invest in these trend pieces year in, year out, doesn't matter what season it is, I probably would steer clear of buying something like that, me personally, because I, at the moment anyway, I'm not at the point in my bag buying career that I can just kind of pick up more trend-led pieces. I am still very much picking up kind of classic styles at the moment. So yeah, I think I'd probably go for something like this if I wanted the look of it but didn't want to invest in the price tag. I will also put a little video after this showing you how I will style this. So yeah, pretty impressed so far, and I will also insert the link of the real version, the Bottega Veneta one, and the Pretty Little Thing version in the comments box below so that you can have a look at that. So yeah. second piece that I'm going to show you, I would say, is 100% this season, so autumn winter 19 into kind of winter 20, is their absolute trend piece of the season. And I can actually show you the real deal because I invested in these. So the Gucci tights, so I'm just going to show you kind of, if you can see the print there, the Gucci tight print. I will also insert a photo of me wearing the Gucci tights. They are 100% kind of what you've seen on everybody that's anybody that's interested in fashion or wanted to invest in something that can be worn with dresses, skirts, even under trousers if you really want to. Worn with open toe shoes, trainers, boots, heels, anything that jazzes up a little black dress or kind of like a pattern dress that for that clashing effect. 100% kind of the it piece for this season. They retail at £85, and I remember when I bought my pair at the start of November, I got a couple of, I put it on my Instagram like, oh, I bought these tights, I'm really excited to wear them and to style them up, like they can be dressed down or dressed up. And I personally, with my fashion logic, thought that they would be an amazing piece to add to my wardrobe because they're so versatile and they can be worn with so many different things. And also thinking about price per wear, I thought £85, that's literally nothing compared to some things that I have in my wardrobe, and also that I can wear them with so much and they're just going to kind of look great and I'll wear them loads. But some people did message me, and also people like my gran were actually astounded and shocked that I'd spent £85 on a pair of tights. What I will say is that I do actually think they are quite durable. I've worn them, I want to say, probably upwards of like 15, maybe 20 times. Haven't worn them that much because obviously I want to be a little bit careful with them, but they haven't pulled yet, touch wood. They haven't really like frayed, the pattern's still really good on them. I'm happy with the purchase, and when I bought them as well, I bought them off Net-a-Porter. Literally a couple of days later, one of my friends messaged me and was like, they're sold out now, like you can't get them anymore. Because I'd looked on like Farfetch, Matches and Net-a-Porter, I think, just to see if they had them. And I think Farfetch and Matches, sorry, were sold out, and Net-a-Porter only had like size smalls left maybe. I don't think they had any mediums or larges left. So yeah, I was kind of glad that I got the purchase when I did, and I've worn them loads, and I probably will continue to wear them until I go off on my travels where it'll be much warmer, so it won't be tights weather. But what I did pick up, which something is probably a logical thing if you do have this pair of tights, or even if you don't and you kind of want to get the look, was a pair of tights from Pretty Little Thing. So I'm not sure if you can see this. They are kind of the fishnet pattern, which is essentially what the Gucci tights are, but they have the interlocking G's that go all the way up. It's kind of this. So they have sort of like diamantes on them. So they're not just your plain fishnet tights, and they're also a really fine fishnet. They're not like a big fishnet. So from far away, they'll still kind of have the same sort of effect, but also they have that kind of added detail of the diamantes. So if you are going on a night out, it's just kind of a little bit of added zhuzh to your outfit. But also, if you're wearing these and you're going on a night out, you're not going to be worried whether you fray them or not, or if you kind of get a hole in them. You might be a bit annoyed because you've only worn them once, but you're not going to be like annoyed because you frayed your Gucci tights that were £85. So for somebody like me, I probably wouldn't wear the Gucci tights on a night out because I just would get such fear when I woke up the morning after, like, oh, my tights, are they okay? Whereas I definitely would wear something like this because they're kind of giving you the same effect. They're kind of a statement tight that will jazz up any kind of like dark or black outfit. They can be worn with kind of dresses, sorry, or skirts, even under like ripped jeans. I've seen some people style it like that and it looks kind of cool. And even with, so I really like how you can wear these sorts of tights with like strappy sandal heels, and they kind of like add a little bit of balance just from kind of like a plain shoe. So yeah, and I think these were, they may have been £8. They really weren't expensive. And they do again feel like kind of like quite good quality. They're just kind of like, so I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, they're just kind of like your standard, and I think they're one size as well, so I guess that's kind of good that they're kind of like a fit all, because with fishnets they'll stretch. And what's also good about these is the rhinestones don't go all the way down, they kind of leave your foot plain, which means one, they won't rub in your shoe, and two, there's less chance of them popping, like the little gems coming off, because they're obviously not stretching over your foot and rubbing within your shoes. So yeah, that's my second piece. And I will also link below, link to the Gucci tights so you can have a look at them, and also link to the comparison pair, which are from Pretty Little Thing. Next up is another Bottega Veneta kind of influenced shoe. It's this pair of strappy sandals from Asos. They're kind of like a mid kitten heel. They've also got this tracked bottom, which I really like because it kind of gives a kind of a different twist on it and a bit of an androgynous feel. So you could wear it with like dresses or suits, or even like a skirt or a midi dress or a slip dress. They are 100% kind of a copy or very highly influenced by the Bottega Veneta shoe, which I will put a picture in so that you can have a look at. I remember seeing in probably August, September time of last year, lots of influencers and people within the fashion industry that I follow getting themselves pairs of these shoes. I would say they are definitely a trend piece. They're not something that's potentially going to be in fashion in 18 months, 2 years time, but for this price, I think these were £35, which is potentially what, 5 to 10% of the original price of the actual Bottega Veneta shoes. I think that's quite good, and again, they're very versatile in the fact that they're not that high. You could potentially wear them to work. They're a bit of a city shoe. I know that potentially when I was living in London and commuting into work, I wouldn't dream of wearing the heel, like a high heel pair of shoes to commute in. I'd always wear like a flat pair and then change in the office, whereas these are kind of like a happy medium. If you're not walking kind of really far off your bus or off your tube or off your train or whatever, then potentially these will be really good. They're also a really nice season transitional piece because yes, they are great to wear now because it's winter. They look good with jeans, they kind of look good with dresses or midi dresses, but also when kind of spring and summer starts, they could also look good with a dress. So can you see that they've got that between the toe thong detail, which is obviously what Bottega Veneta introduced last summer. It's not something that we've seen really on shoes since, I would probably say, since the mid-90s. And they've also got this strap that goes all the way back, as well as this cross detail strap at the front. It does also have a buckle detail, which I will show you. Just gonna unwrap it. Yeah, so it's got silver hardware again, so I think that's probably, you know, really good. And the fact that it's got this touch of silver hardware is great because it means that you can mix it with a silver hardware bag. But because it's only a touch and it's only that little bit there, it doesn't necessarily stop you from wearing other colours as well. So if you've got like a gold detail bag or maybe like a pewter coloured bag, then you can certainly mix and match that in. But again, I think for the price, the quality of them is good as well. So I'll show you the tread as well that's underneath what I'm talking about. I think they're generally quite good. So yeah, pretty happy with that purchase as well. And I will also link below the original pair versus this pair. So the fourth and final piece that I'm going to show you today is a spring summer dress. If you were like me, you will have been obsessed with the kind of prairie girl puffy sleeve trend that's been kind of going probably for the past 18 months, but was really heavily influenced in a lot of collections seen in last summer. And you may be familiar with a brand called Daily Sleeper. They do these gorgeous dresses that are kind of big puff sleeves, they're kind of ankle length, they've got the sheared kind of fabric across the top of them, so they've got that kind of elastic look, so they're tight across your bust down to your waist, and then they've got these big puffy sleeves. They come in like flowery or like checked, and everybody was wearing them last summer. You couldn't get a dress on the high street that was similar to it because it was such a new style that had come in last summer, and these dresses retailed at anything from kind of like £250 to £350, £250 to £350, and I saw them, absolutely loved them, but just could not justify spending that much money on an item. So I am very happy to show you what I found on Asos, which is this gorgeous dress which has these big puffy sleeves, and it's even got the kind of shearing detail on the sleeves, so it's got that little cuff. It's got the shearing detail across the bust that's tight to the waist, and I'm gonna stand up and try and show you the length of this because it is very long. I will put a cutaway in of me wearing this dress. I am 5'8", and from what I can see, the length of it, I think it's probably going to be down to my ankles, which is good because, I mean, I find anyway, when I buy more expensive pieces, they are kind of made for taller people, which is great in my instance, whereas high street kind of caters more for average type people, would you say? Or like they do the petite ranges and the tall ranges, which is good. But this material is super thick. It's like a gorgeous creamy colour. It's got like an orange flecked flower through it. But you could definitely pair like a pair of castagna wedges with it, a wicker bag. You could wear like pinks with it or nudes, and it would just really complement kind of tanned skin. And I just think it's really, really gorgeous. And for the price as well, you can't go wrong, because I think it was, I want to say it was £35. It may have been 40, but somewhere along that price point, which you're pretty much 10%, between 5 and 10% of the actual price of these kind of dresses. Other brands that did similar things were like Rixo, and also, who else did I see that did them? I'll link them down below. There's a couple, there's like 3 or 4 that were kind of doing this style of dress last summer. And you could get like the tops, but you couldn't get the dresses on the high street that were kind of this quality, this style, that kind of looked similar to what the designer outlets were also doing. So yeah, I will show you what this looks like on, but all in all, I'm really happy with it. And to be honest, out of all of the items that I've picked out that are kind of looks for a lesser price tag, this is probably one that I'm definitely going to keep. I'm going travelling in a couple of weeks, so it's something that I can take that is kind of versatile. It can be dressed up or it can be dressed down. I can wear flat sandals with it if I wanted to, or I could put kind of like a low heel or even a wedge with it, like an espadrille wedge, just to kind of dress it up for an evening or something like that. But yeah. Thank you for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this style of video. It's a little bit different from obviously my previous video. There will be more videos coming, so I'll be doing a vlog of going to Milan over the weekend, which I'll be putting up next week. But I just really wanted to say thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any ideas around what you would like to see me do for my next couple of videos, please comment below. And as always, please subscribe to my channel, then you can be updated when I'm uploading my new videos. And have a lovely week. So thank you very much. Bye!